There is something which is part of us, and in many discussions we ask ourselves, why are we here? Why me? Why do I exist? What is the purpose of me being here as a man? Now, as a voice of the Creator, I explain. I've explained this to two people up to now. Now it's time for humanity to understand. Many times you have asked yourself this question. Why me? What am I doing here? What is my purpose? Where am I going to? What is my future? The whole essence of creation for man has been very simple. It has taken the universal community to create nursing homes where we can nurse and nourish new souls, that we can use these souls for establishment of just and correct structures across the universe. You will understand more if you have been educated well in the knowledge of plasma. We have a video that every time I see, it brings so much memories and knowledge that I say why the human does not see. We have a video which 2 or 3 rays come together and they become a circle, and then they become a plasma. And this has so much meaning in so many different ways, in parallel in why and how the whole of universe has been relying on the beauty of the earth. To build a tree, you need a seed. To make a plant, you need a seed. We use the soul of the man in the depth of the space to be the seed of the new life. Now you know the purpose of the man. Now you understand why we push for man to walk away from animosity and work for peace. This is the nursery of the world, of the universe. We have many of these across the universe, but Earth has always been good, has always created life across the universe. When we allow man to become part of the structure of the creation, we need that initial seed you call the soul of the man to structure the universe. Many times you wonder what happens to my soul when I die. It becomes the seed of life across the universe. And because he understands the need of universe, he sacrifices his position to satisfy the need of universe. It's very hard for man to understand this at this moment. But as you travel the depth of the universe, now that we have given the knowledge to the man, man will find out he's been respected and valued. We have a problem. We know the problem when this planet was put together and came together by accident to become a nursery for the new souls. Somehow in the creation, in the process, something was not enough of to allow for a peaceful transition, to allow a peaceful growth. We know the way the combination of the physicality has come together, there is a lack of a field. It's very near, close to zinc. And this is what this planet is missing. And this is what it brings aggression and degradation. This is what has been missing. It's what has been the backbone of all the problems on this planet. Depletion in the soul of the man through lack of energy at a given level, which man would like to call a zinc. In fact, it's something below copper, and somewhere it goes above silver. This is the problem. And now, when you see, when I encourage, when I enlighten you to use more ganses of zinc, is to sort out the problem. That the souls living this planet are not the suffering souls, that then we get problem in the depth of the space, when through the seed of the soul of the man, we create and generate universes. When you have a seed in your hand, you plant it in the ground, you water it, it shoots, and then you have leaves, and then become a tree, and it become life. The soul of the man is the tree of the universe. It's the seed of the tree of the universe. Needs respect and love and caring. That's why we have come to sort out. This does not happen with all, but some, which now they have taken majority in behavior, might change the position, and we are here to stop. This is why we push for peace. Because when it becomes aggression part of the depth of the life of the man, then we have a souls with a problem which ends us with the problems in other direction. Some of you might say, what a nonsense. I tell you one thing, it's the truth. It takes a long time to create a dynamic, strong enough that can start the fields of the galaxy, or a planet, or a star. And the strength of the soul of the man is of that level. Now you understand why we allow and we have come to bring peace, to create a man of peace, that in creation of the planet there shall be peace. We don't get problems the way we have on this earth. The strangest thing is, where the universal life comes from, itself is in trouble to look after itself. As we say, a pot maker always eats and drinks out of broken pot. Now we have come to fix the pot. Now you understand why we are here. What is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of the soul of the man? Now we understand why we are created, and in so many ways, as our souls are part of each other, we create a community of life in other dimensions in the universe. Have you ever thought, where does my soul go? Have you seen a soul nursery? Have you ever seen anybody coming and watering it? But as you have said, the same as exact copy of in the womb of the mother, the seed of the energy, it has led to a life, a structure, you call it the body of the man. Now we take the soul of the man in its all beauty and allow it to become the creation of the other lives in the universe. Now man understands why he's here and what am I doing here. It's for the man to elevate his own soul to the level that out of his life comes a beautiful further accumulation of lives which are at peace. When you put an angry soul in the space, you get an angry planet like Earth, more suffering. And that's what we are here to stop. This is the completion of the cycle. This is what I said earlier on in today's teaching. When I finish, and I have finished writing the books of the soul of the man, man will understand the truth about himself. The reason we are born and the reason we die. We do not die. We become the source of our life. We become the seed of existence in all dimensions of the universe. Now, what would you like your soul to be? This is your question, and this is where you have to find an answer. The division of life in so many ways tells you one thing: Earth is a perfect nursery for every aspects and dimensions. An ant has a soul as much as the man has a soul, even though the elephant. Now, I wonder, when you look into the skies, ask yourself one question: what beautiful soul has made that beautiful star? And there's one little tiny problem. Man, due to the structure of his amino acid, does not see all the structure of the universe. And there is one thing: there are no gaps in the world of the creation. If you find a gap in your arm or leg, you can find a gap in the structure of the universe. It's full of life, and he accepts different dimensions and strength of the energies. So now you understand the true essence of the creation of man. We set the seed of life across the universe from the soul of the man. And it has to be perfect to create a perfect life, a perfect cycle. Now you wonder where your soul goes. I wonder, what are you going to do now that you know you become the creator of the creation? I think I have taught enough. A short, sharp lesson in understanding the truth about the man and his soul. You become the seed. You'll never shine because you're sitting right in the center. But what you gather that it shines, the rest of the universe will make out of it to be a star. We understand in a simple way, our life is part of the Creator's life. As He everlasting, so shall we be, us. But we got to learn, if the Creator has manifested Himself in different shapes and forms of the time, as what we call universes, as galaxies, as stars, planets, man, the animals on this planet, we have the same capability to be part of it and be, in a way, understand it. It's important for all of us to understand something very, very important, and that is, we decide the lifespan of us. Does not matter where and when. Once the sealing of soul takes shapes in the womb of the mother of the man on this planet, it has captured the essence of the creation. And now it has its own dimension. It absorbs and it gives and it takes. When our soul leaves our body in dimension of the universal, what you call cosmos, then as we feed ourselves, as we shown in the plasma or in the magnets, it decides where it's going to be. It can come across, and most of the souls of the man who live this life in the space after departing from this physical body, or what are called the leech of physicality, then they decide what the strength fields they take and they give. And if you come into a very high strength field, which is in the strength of the soul of the man, you get elevated, you can receive more, because then they want to raise you to a new level. So we see what we call the rise of the manifestation of the soul in a different level. These are the things we have to open our eyes to. So when we talk about the 1,000 years, it's just numbers on our count, because we limited our lives to number of the rotation of our physicality around the sun. And sun, the small speck of dust in the whole of the creation. And imagine we are a speck of dust in comparison to the sun. So, but in essence, we carry the essence of the Creator. So, when we speak about 1,000 years, 10,000 years, in the depth of the space, as we adjust ourselves into different dimensions, we become part of the totality of the bigger structure. And
life of the man in space is everlasting. Once, until the time when the dimension and strength of the soul of the man becomes part of the bigger structure, with even that still lives within itself. This is the secret of the creation, and this is what most of the man, most of the creations in the universe die for. In a way, they want to be able to release the physicality to become part of non-dimensional entity that they can choose when to manifest themselves. Not many creation of God have managed to reach this. Not many races in the universe have managed to understand this. And those who understood have matured very rapidly. And this was a gift which was given to man, to mature rapidly. Because in the structure of the building of the soul of the man, there is such a capability. There is such a potential within the soul of the man. And it's unique in the way that it has unknowingly become part of the nursery of the creation of the universe in creating new dimensions of existence. The flexibility. As you all know, and it's very easy to understand, most of the solar systems support life in the dimensions which man cannot even imagine. But on the other hand, to them, they can't imagine a life is like human race in the universe. So we are a beauty of what to the others, amazement to the others, as the others are amazement to us. We muse them as we get amused by seeing different things, different dimensions of life. But the beauty with this planet is the, what I call, cosmopolitan presence of the huge mixture of elements. This gives the soul of the man new dimension. If you look at the rotation of the most of planetary system on the vertical axis, they don't have such a combination of the mixtures of the materials as we have. This creation of the rotation of the axle of the earth in a few degrees, which creates the seasons, and with it, it creates a combination of new dimension and the strength of the gravitational field, has given the soul of the man and a strength which covers a huge spectrum across the universe. And don't forget, whatever we discovered, plutonium, uranium, and go, whatever you go, these are the first few elements, but they are the fundamental cornerstone of the creation of the soul of the man. And in the universe, if you have such a spectrum of energy of the gravitational magnetic field, it means you can manifest yourself in many different dimensions. It's a cake which has many ingredients, and each one stands on its own. It's a bouquet of flowers which carries 100, 200 different elements in it, and put all the isotopes with it. Put all the dimensions of different strength of the magnetic field. This gives the soul of the man in the dimension of the universe to be able to manifest itself in a huge spectrum of lives. So if you understand this, now you understand the beauty of the creation for man. Where and how we can manifest ourselves. In having and being able to carry such a huge spectrum of the fields in the soul of the man's gravitational magnetic field strength, it gives a man ability to survive. Is multitaskers of everything in different dimensions. And this is why the soul of the man is precious. Because then in the dimension of the universe, if you come in a position where it's only uranium mixture, you can manifest yourself because you carry the strength. And then you use the others elements in the strength of the magnetic field to add to it and manifest yourself in the dimension. If you come across a planet which is only carbon and manifestation of life in the carbon strength, man can manifest itself again. This is why there is so much emphasis on guiding the man. It's an accident of the creation, but in that process has brought a beautiful creation, which we call the soul of the man. You call it a Swiss knife, it can do everything. This is a Swiss knife of the soul of the universe. Man's soul, and so much contact has been with the man in the past, and trying to educate the man, is not for the physicality of the man, is for creating the perfect soul of the man. Then the soul of the man in the universe become the messengers of peace, because he knows peace. Up to now has created many problems. So educating man to understand the beauty of his soul has been our responsibility. To appreciate his strength, to see the beauty in his creation. Not many creators, handmaids, are the same as human race. The spectrum of the strength which is built within the soul of the man is unique. In so many ways unique, in that you can become, the man can become, and those men who were men of peace and have joined the universal community are the peaceful ambassadors of the universe. But in that process, they're the teachers. In a way, they create this structure from the beginning which is peaceful. Because it's like you speak languages. I can live, you speak French in France, and you communicate with the French. I put you in the English, you speak in English communities, because you know multi-language, you can survive, because you can carry on. You can go to China, you speak Chinese, you fit in. So is the soul of the man. It's the facets of the beauty. This is what the man has to understand. The life of the man is everlasting, as is the creation of his soul, which is needed. But we need the physical body to be able to transport and transfer all these different strengths from this planet into the soul of the man. That's what it comes, the sperm and egg, and then the creation of the physicality. That we adopt, we perfect the strength of the soul. And then in time when a man decides to leave, or by accident leaves the physicality, the soul is already carrying the full understanding of the strength of the dimensions of the creation. So, is your body, is your soul 1,000 years old? Or are we nourishing a soul which will become the creator, communicator, and alive in different dimensions of the universe? This is what man has to understand, the beauty of his creation, not the torture which has been put in by those who abuse the physicality. The more we abuse the physicality, the more we deprive different strength to be developed in the soul of the man, that in the universe can exist in all dimensions. In a way, we take feathers off the wing of the bird, one by one. And this cannot be. This is the purpose of all these teachings. Many people, many those who call themselves theologists, many what we call the religious leaders, at this moment of time are baffled in how to handle the knowledge which is getting released so rapidly in one go. And the biggest, what I call, shock to them is that so many people understand it. There is no need for intermediaries. There is nobody to call the priests and translators and transcribers. The words spoken has understood, and will be understood by more men. So this is where we are. This is why we said life of the man is 1,000 years the life of the universe, not 1,000 years the life of this planet. And that life is everlasting.